joined today by Ben, who's the Director of Food and Beverage here at the hotel. Ben, lovely to see you.
Nice to meet you too. Hello, nice to see you.
Now, tell me, Ben, why do Brits like afternoon tea so much? What is the key?
Well, I think, it's a really old tradition, really. I think it stems back from the sort of 19th century. There was a lady in Bedford, her name was Anne, and she was the 7th Duchess of Bedford. And I think back in those days, you would have breakfast and only dinner, and dinner was quite late, and she became a bit hungry, I think, during the day. And so she asked her butler to have a tray with tea and some bread and butter and cakes. And I think that's how it all sort of started, really. And then it sort of, over the years, it became very fashionable. And it came to London, and ladies would dress up for tea. They would usually have it in the drawing room. And ever since, I think it grew in popularity, and it was something for the high society. But now it's also accessible for everybody else.
Now, we're expecting, obviously, because it's the year of the royal wedding, we're expecting a lot of US visitors. And of course, that's all really thanks to Meghan and Harry. But when Americans come, do they understand this concept of tea for us? How would that?
Some do, yes. A lot of people do read about it, and they've had maybe tea in other hotels. I think tea start to become popular even outside the UK. Yeah. And I hear that it's being served in hotels in New York as well. But generally, we would always explain what happens. So when guests come, we would always sort of talk them through. So we'll explain that, we'd like to start with a glass of champagne here. That's a particularity that's something that we offer. Then we obviously take the tea order. We'll explain all the different teas that are on off that we have that are being prepared by our tea sommelier. And then we start with the sandwiches. And next is always the scones, which is very, very traditional. Yes, who doesn't?
I've got to ask,
the clotted cream.
Is it jam first or cream first? Because any Americans watching, they've got to get this right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But there is no right or wrong. So it depends who you ask. If you're from Cornwall, so the Cornish say that you cut the scone and you put the jam first and the clotted cream on top. And if you're from Devon, the Devonshire way is to put the clotted cream first and the jam on top. So I think it's totally up to you, whatever you like to do.
Finally, as I mentioned, we've got a royal wedding coming up. Will we see any royal wedding themed afternoon teas coming up?
I think there will be certain elements, absolutely, for sure. There will be something coming.
What do you think you could come up with, though? Because, of course, American and English, it's a strange, not a strange combination, but it's a new combination, isn't it,
absolutely.
For us?
Yeah, there's a lot of opportunity, really, to bring those elements into an afternoon tea. There's a lot of, afternoon tea can be a very creative sort of time and the pastry chefs can do lots of nods to America, for example. So maybe we, instead of having traditional English pastries, we have maybe something that is slightly more American inspired, and obviously we will have some very traditional dishes on there as well. Maybe we do a Battenberg or something like that.
Lovely. Yes. Lovely. Well, Ben, thank you so much. It's been lovely to meet you. Now, the only thing missing, of course, right now is the champagne and the tea. So I'll see you shortly while I just tuck into this.